Hello dear viewers, I am Rakesh, your host. Here with the webinar topic is EURUSD and GBPUSD. In fact, this is not a webinar. I am going to record the video as I've already told that the power supplies and internet connectivity is not stable in my place. So today there was a good power supply and even the internet was good. So we may switch to webinar soon. But for this one is going to be a recording. And I'm a DUSCOPY community member and I'm not an employee of DUSCOPY. So all the views, all the opinions or whatever the trading ideas that we are going to discuss in this webinar are of my own. We will be carrying out the technical analysis of euro against dollar and the pound against dollar for most of the time. And if the time permit, we will also carry out the technical analysis of other major pairs. In this session, we will be strictly talking about the technical aspects of trading, and like always, we will ignore the fundamentals, even if they are. As the technical analyst, I already know that whatever is the prevailing information that is there in the market is already priced into the chart. So we will try to follow the charts only for our analysis. In this program, we will only be using the candlestick charts. We will try to find out the key levels for all the pairs and we'll see how we can make use of these key levels to open the trades. But if you are new to the technical analysis, I would request you to go to our channel homepage and then select the playlists and search for the profitable candlestick patterns and the profitable chart patterns playlist. If you go through them, they will help you in understanding what we are talking about in this program. Last but not least, everything that I say in this webinar is for information or the knowledge purpose only. So you are supposed to do your own research before you put your hard-earned money on the line. So this was a brief introduction about this video, what you are going to see. And before I actually start the analysis of the euro against the US dollar and the pound against the US dollar, I want you to go through this standard risk disclaimer since we are going to talk about the forex trading. This risk disclaimer states that trading foreign exchange on margin carries a high level of risk and it is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So the high degree of leverage is dangerous and can work against you as well as for you. So before deciding to invest in foreign exchange, you should carefully consider your investment goals, level of experience, and risk tolerance. It is extremely likely, see, I have written it in caps on because it is extremely likely that you will sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Do your own research and talk to a professional financial planner in order to be aware of all the risks associated with foreign exchange trading. And seek advice from an independent financial advisor before risking any capital. Everything shown in this video is for educational purpose only and should not be taken as an advice on how to invest your capital. Always speak with a professional financial planner or advisor before making any investment decisions. Results may be based on simulated or hypothetical performance, results that have certain inherent limitations. Also, because these trades have not actually been executed, these results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to these being shown. Never take a trade based on what you see in this video. I will not be held responsible for any losses that occur in your account. You and you alone are responsible for deciding if you are comfortable accepting the risk involved in forex trading. See, until now, I have never read the entire risk disclaimer. I just tried to go through it very quickly, saying that trading the foreign exchange carries a high level of risk and it is not suitable for all investors. And then I said, you should not trade based on what you see in this video. You should do your own research. Okay, so I have read this risk disclaimer in entirety today because I want you to carefully consider before you invest or trade the foreign exchange, because the brokers usually provide you with the high leverage, and high leverage is not suitable for everybody, because if you put your account on high leverage, you tend to overtrade or you tend to open the bigger lots, which is not a good idea to trade the foreign exchange, and you'll certainly blow up your account if you're using too much of leverage. Let's go to the charts. We are here to learn. So like I promised that usually we used to do this dollar index analysis at the end of the video, but today I have placed it in the beginning first of all, because if we know where the index is going, we can certainly make out where the other pairs are going as compared to the US dollar. So the first thing that we are going to do here is, do you think that there is some pattern building on the daily chart here? You see, there is something called double bottom. What I think is forming right now is a double bottom, because this bottom is of almost of the same level of 89. And if this second low is a bit higher, then it is more bullish in nature. Now you see there was a previous low high here at around 93.45. If that 93.45 is broken and the price closes higher, which has happened here, but then there was a pullback. Now that pullback could not make a lower low than this low at around 91.76. So I'm thinking that there is a possibility of breaking this higher, 93.73, and the price can be headed higher to test this level of 94.75 or maybe to 93.73. But the problem here is that the price has broken below this rising channel. Now this rising channel has been broken and price seems to be testing now. Now this dollar index looks like as if it is going to test this resistance of 93.73 tomorrow or day after. But if that happens on 26th or 25th, 25th or 26th or 23rd, tomorrow or day after, then it will be a confluence of the resistances. One is the horizontal resistance, and the second is this rising channel support line, which was broken, and now the price is going to retest this. So if that happens, then expect a lot of sellers entering the US dollar or selling the US dollar here. And if that happens, then there can be a sharp rise in the price of euro and pound against the dollar, which are on the decline right now, because last 2 days there has been a very bullish move by the US dollar, breaking the 93.18 level, right now trading at 93.23, made an intraday high of 93.39. So all in all, US dollar is looking bullish here, but there can be a break like the tires break here, 93.73 area. So you have to consider this before you look for any buying in the US dollar. More buying in US dollar is not recommended at the current levels, because the resistance is very close. What we can do on the other hand is we can wait for the dollar index to actually clear from this area to the upside and then come back to this area to find it as a fresh support. In that case, our double bottom will have already broken convincingly, and we can wait for the retest to go long in the US dollar. Now this is just one of the speculations that I'm doing right now. As of now, there are still 3 hours and 57 minutes 4 seconds at the time of recording this video. So if the market closes higher, then we can be looking for 93.73. But in case the US dollar index closes below 93.18 today, then we can witness 92.45 also in this market once again. So now let's look at the euro dollar, what it is suggesting. Well, yesterday it gave us a very clean close, well below 1.1727. The price actually closed at a low of 1.1723, which was even lower than these lows which we had marked on the chart. And there seems to be no good support at these levels where the price is trading, although it is trying to give us a pin bar on the daily chart. But I don't see any good support here for the price which can push it higher. So what I'm suggesting is that there is a possibility that after small pullback, maybe max to max up to 1.1751, the price can head back lower again with the target of 1.1663, because the very good support right now is, first thing is at around 1.1663, and after that there is this confluence of two supports. One is this falling channel line, and the second one is this horizontal support at 1.1613 region. And there is also a support of this line here. This is I think a channel which was formed by joining these two highs and this low here. The channel is forming. This is a channel. Actually, I should what happened? I should actually make its width more. Yeah. So this is a channel which I think will be acting as a good support for the price in case it starts going down from here. I just want to remove this line. It has no significance now that the price has already entered inside. So let us see what is happening on the 4 hours in this market. On the 4 hour, there was a small pullback, but it has already got rejected at the level of 1.1727. So I think any buying here will be met by a heavy resistance, and the first target to the downside looks like 1.1663, and if the price somehow starts going upward, then 1.1751 is going to be the initial resistance, and after that 1.1800 is going to be the big resistance for the price in case it tries to go there. GBPUSD, Great Britain Pound, today is actually moving down. It looks like there is a possibility, very small possibility, if you draw this line joining this this low and this low here, then the price is going to meet this short line at around 1.3641, which is still 30 points away from right now. So expect the price to find some support on an intraday basis around that. So there still are around 40 points to lose to reach that level. And look at this candle here, has made a high of 1.3757 and a low 1.3644, almost has lost more than 100 points here on an intraday, and still 34 points to go. So there is still possibility for intraday low here to be made around 1.3630 to 1.3640. If that is broken, then we can test this low at around 1.3602, and if that is taken out on the daily closing basis, we can also see 1.3572. 1.3572, if it is broken, then the next level of support is very, very far away at around 1.3350. So let us see what happens. But also notice that this channel that we have drawn here has a dynamic support. I just want to increase the width of this so that we can be sure which rectangle we are talking about. So this rectangle here can be a good support for the price in the coming time. Let us see how it unfolds in the future. But right now 1.3670 is the resistance. This line can offer some support, and after that the support is at around 1.3572, which is the horizontal support. Talking about the New Zealand dollar, this is the level actually we are looking for, that is 0.6987, which is the exact 50% of this rise here. But if you look at this horizontal level which we have marked at around 0.7000, which is a very good psychological handle, 0.7 mark is a good psychological handle where I think the sellers will be looking for booking their profits and the buyers would be looking for holding this position as a to push the price upward, because the price has already closed the days higher than these highs here, the recent highs here which have been made, and the price has made a higher high. Now we are looking for a higher low here which can be made around 0.7000, which is the perfect level to make a low here, fresh low. But right now 0.7045 is the resistance and 0.7000 is support. If 0.7045 is taken out, 0.7104 will be the next resistance level, and if 0.7000 is taken out, then 0.6916 is going to be the next horizontal level of support in this market. Australian dollar also behaving perfectly after the retest of this neckline here. Actually, the price could manage to close only 3 green days, out of which one was almost a doji candle. So there is only selling and selling happening in the Australian dollar. Although today there is some support can be seen at around 0.7225. But if we see a daily close below this 0.7225, that means these lows will be exposed, which I have not marked yet on the chart, but they are very close to 0.7105. And if 0.7105 is taken on the daily closing basis, we have 0.7 in this market also to be tested. After this, US dollar against the Japanese dollar, that means that Japanese yen is, that means is stronger. So US dollar still it is rising, it is showing weakness against the yen here. It can be treated as this break from the symmetrical triangle, then retest and break, then retest and break. So 109.11 is the immediate support for the price, 109.57 is the resistance. But I'll say still that stay away from this market. There is not much movement in this one. Okay, US dollar against the Canadian dollar is behaving the way we were thinking. We were thinking the market may go up, and this was consolidation where the price was moving here and there. Now, since the price is about to close the day higher than 1.2778, we can expect for a test of 1.2914, 1.3015 region. If the price is able to close higher than these two levels, then the next resistance is going to be very far, around 1.4689. Of course, these levels, if we mark them on the chart, these levels will act as small resistance, but they are just small resistances. The next level of big resistance is at around 1.4689. So if we see a close higher than 1.3015, we will look for a retest of this level as a fresh support to open it. A long position, and we will be trying to target 1.4689. This is going to be a very good trade if we can get it. After this is the USDCHF. Almost we got it at the area where we are looking for a sell entry. I'm looking for a sell in the USDCHF at around the retest or at the test of this falling channel's resistance line. You see what happened when the last time the price met this line here, and here. So here the price is again almost going back to that same area. So I'm saying if you see some bearish price action near this level, open a short with the stop loss higher like I have said, and target for this area. It is going to be the next trade of the year for you maybe. Right now the price is trading at the support of 0.9274. If you see a small rise in this one, and if you see price going back to this channel's resistance, then I think that will be a go for you to open a small sell with this stop loss higher than the recent high that the price has made, and targeting all the way low here. Of course, it will take time to mature or to give you profits, but it is certainly worth taking the risk. All right, Euro GBP pound is getting shattered today, so this is an advantage for euro, which has already risen to the value of 0.8592 right now. It has made an intraday high of around 0.8595. It is right now trading at the resistance. Now anytime the price can reverse from here, but since I'm not very bullish on the pound and still euro is about to reach the support zone, so expect Euro GBP to rise soon in the direction of 0.8670. But right now it's not a go-go because there is a falling trend line as well as there is a horizontal line. So there is multiple resistances right now where the price is sitting. On the contrary, if the price starts going down, then 0.8558 level will provide some support to the price to push it upwards. Talking about the gold, yeah, gold has started getting some support from a level of nowhere. So this may be a reason because the dollar is falling on an intraday basis. But even if the gold starts rising from the current levels, it will definitely find resistance at around $1,780 level. And if it does so, then it can come back again to 1757 levels. I think the gold is trying to consolidate at the 1750 levels, and it can go down more to around 1690 to 1680 levels once the selling starts. And the selling starts means the dollar will go to appreciation, which we are thinking also because the first chart that we had seen today, it shows that there is a double bottom breakout possible in the dollar chart. Okay, if that happens, then we can see a lot of loss in the gold as per the US dollar. Right now 1756 is the support and 1780 is the resistance for XAUUSD. Talking about the GBPJPY, no surprises at all here. We were expecting after this bearish engulfing, we were expecting 150.10 and 149.19. The price has made an intraday low of 149.17 today. If we see a close lower than this, then 148.52 will be exposed in this market. After that, we have a low of 147.95. Which is not a good idea. If we see any close lower than 148.52, that means this falling triangle will be broken and we can see more losses in this pair if we see a close lower than 148.52. I think a buyers will try to support or save this level from getting breached, but if they fail to do so, then more losses will be there on the way for GBPJPY. Right now 149.19 is the support and 150.10 is going to be the resistance for this pair. Talking about CHFJPY, no surprises here also. 117.50 was the level which we were expecting for the first target, and the ultimate target for this pair is going to be 115.98. So before it starts going to that level, there is a possibility that it will find some pullback at the current level and go back to 118.88 to 119 level. If it finds resistance there, it can go back to 115.98. So it is now a wait and watch and then open the fresh sells at around 119 levels. This is what I think we are supposed to do now, because entering at the current levels will not give us a good risk to reward ratio. So my suggestion is stay away from this market. Look for a selling position near 119 levels if you find some bearish price action there. If we see a close below 117.50 on daily closing basis, then 115.98 will be exposed in this market. Talk about the euro against the Australian dollar. We have already been talking about it, that once this close has been placed above 1.6080, this level is going to act as a support. It has happened on the chart of 15th of September. and then on 16th of September there was a bullish pin bar. Also there was an inside bar, and today there has been a breakout of that inside bar already, and the price has broken these two resistances also, and now it is looking towards 1.6266 as the fresh resistance if it happens. So on the lower side we have support at 1.6080, and on the higher side we have resistance at 1.6266 for this market. Talking about the euro against the New Zealand dollars, after some consolidation, prices started moving up. So this up move can continue if the New Zealand keeps on falling, which I think is not the case because I'm bullish on the New Zealand dollar. But the technicals here are suggesting that yes, euro is more strong than the New Zealand dollar. So if this is the case, it can go all the way to 1.7122, but I'm expecting a resistance at around 1.6774. So expect some resistance here, and if there is no resistance at these levels and the price is able to close the day above this, then the next level of resistance is of course 1.7122. so you can also reap the profits while going up, but you should be careful enough to open a trade only if you are sure of gaining 3 times of whatever risk you are going to take in this market. So trade not only to get the profits, but also plan your trades such a manner that your risks is minimum. Talking about the silver, there's nothing much to talk about. Actually, the price is on 4 hour. If I switch to 1 day, the price is going nowhere. It is testing the support of 22.06, has made an intraday low of 22.02. So what I want to say here is that our levels are very important levels that we draw. This is a must to have on your chart, but how to draw them you will be able to know only if you follow us on our channel. Every time we do this webinar or this video every day, you just subscribe to our channel and put on those notifications bell on, and whenever you see EURUSD and GBPUSD technical analysis, you open it up, go through it and see what levels are of importance now, and then you will be able to manage your trades from those levels accordingly. You see, we started from 19th of July this year, and after that our levels are being respected very much. So the next level of support is 21.11, and if this is breached, of course, right now 22.06 is holding as a support, so the next level of resistance is going to be 22.86. so act accordingly. Talking about the Brent, all right, Brent is going to fall. There's a hanging man pattern here. Now what a hanging man is, that you have to see from the candlestick chart patterns. Now there's a pin bar and the low of that pin bar is gone. That means those who wanted to support this price action here are already out of this market. So now there is no one left to support this market. So expect more losses in this market with 71.87 as the first target, and on the way down we have 64.55 as the ultimate target. But these lows here may also give some support to the price if it starts coming down here, that is 71.08. so if the supports at this area holds, then it can give us a low at the rising channels support line, and we can again see 75.62 and maybe even 77.80 in this market. So talking about the Swiss index, no surprises here also, although we were expecting this level to hold. But I already mentioned last time that if we see a candle closing like a bearish engulfing here, we can also see 11,793. And today the price has even breached that level, is I think now headed towards 11,277. So if there are any buyers in this market, I think they will be keeping their eyes on 11,277 now to open the fresh buys. And if this level also doesn't hold, then the next level of support will be ultimately 9,542 for this market. So right now 11,793 is the resistance, and 11,277 is the support for this market. Talking about the EURCHF, EURCHF has broken out of this rising channel, has come back again to test this as a fresh support. Now, do you think that euro may go all the way up here to 1.0986 to test this level as a fresh resistance? Yes, I am very positive on this. I think that the price is going to rise from here to 1.0986. Technically, it is possible. But if it fails and the price comes back again within this channel, then 1.0840 will always be acting as a support when the price goes here. How crisp see this was as a support here. So 1.0840 is going to be the fresh support for the price, and 1.0986 is what I'm expecting to act as a good resistance for the price in the coming time. Talking about the GBPCHF, bearish engulfing. It has engulfed almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of price action. Now this is clearly indicating 1.2632 is there on our next day or two, and after that maybe 1.2550 and 1.2503 is also possible. See the bearishness of this candle. It is suggesting that there are more losses on the way when we talk about Great Britain pound against the Swiss franc. Last but not least is the Bitcoin. It is also shedding some profits. So shedding profits means gaining losses. 1 day chart is looking very bad. Okay, it has breached these lows here, 1, 2, 3, 4 days of lows, and see how it is showing us a head and shoulder pattern here. Can you see that head and shoulder pattern which I can see from here? If you see like shoulder, head, shoulder, that's it. And the idea is that you have to connect these two. You can connect here or you can connect there, and if it closes below this, that means it will be head and shoulder break, and after the break you have to wait for this area, this retest area, for the price to act as this area to act as a fresh resistance. Okay, to act as a fresh resistance, and you can open short positions here with a small stop loss higher than 43,860 or 43,917 area, and target the height of this break point. I'm just speculating right now, there is no trade, but it will be, if it breaks today or tomorrow, then this will be your target to the downside as per the pattern trading, and it comes out to be almost $33,385 in this market. So I hope you got the idea about the supports and the resistance. I also see that right now the price is trading near to this resistance, very close to this resistance. On the upper side we have 46,289 as the resistance. On the lower side we have 41,264 as the support. So the price is now revolving up and down from 43,917 mark. Now right now the price is trading at 43,889 area. All right, so I again want to reiterate, like I always do in my every video before I wrap up the session, that now I hope that you got some idea about the support and the levels of resistance which may be of interest in the coming days and hours. I want you to just keep in mind to never risk more than 1% of your capital on any single trade. I cannot stress it more. Okay, you should not risk more than 1% of your capital on any single trade. That means if you have to adjust your stop loss and you have to adjust your position size, you have to actually adjust your not stop loss but the position size in such a manner that even if your stop loss gets hit, you should not be losing more than 1% of your capital. And you should always look for a potential profit of 3 times the risk that you are going to take. So that means if you are going to lose 1%, if your stop loss get hit, then you should gain 3% if your target is met. I hope you get this point. Now with this note, I shall end this webinar or the video. Please press the like button if you find this video useful for you. Leave your suggestions in the comment section and consider subscribe to the channel for more such videos if you are new. Also, you can join the DUSCOPY Forex community. The link is there in the description. I wish you and your family a very happy and a profitable day ahead. Thank you very much for sparing your time to watch me.